Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Chef Bill. This is Chef Bill Cooks, and tonight I'm going to make homemade chicken soup. I'm going to make chicken soup at home because I've discovered that some store-bought chicken soup, while it's very tasty, has a lot of sodium in it. I couldn't find the size of chickens I wanted, so I got 2 game hens, a pound of carrots, a bunch of green onions, some celery, some noodles to mix in with the soup, and 2 onions, because I like onions. That's the plan. First step is the pasta, and I believe in using lots of water with my pasta. Tonight I will not be adding salt to the water. First comes these little chickens. It's a Cornish game hen, which is, I think, just a small chicken. I'm going to cut it into quarters and put it in the pan and fry it so it's cooked a little bit. And then I'll put it till brown to give a little extra flavor. Then I'll put it in the stock pot. So you take this little guy and you just cut him in half. And when you have these halves, you put them in the frying pan. You put a little bit of olive oil. I didn't show it, but of course I washed this cutting board with soap and hot water. Now I'll chop the mirepoix. So the first batch of onions go in. Honestly, I don't think a soup can have too many onions. So I'm doing those onions. The water's starting to warm up, and the chicken is browning nicely. Very good. I recommend you split the celery while it's in one stalk and then finally dice it, or slice it. You want to add a lot of celery to this because it does add a lot of flavor. And flavors that we're going for. Added the carrots and the celery, they're going to sweat here. That's what this is called. It's sweating in the pot. It's not boiling them, it's not frying them, it's just releasing the moisture and getting the vegetables soft. Once the water is boiling rapidly, you take the pasta and you dump it in, give it a stir, and check back in 10 minutes because it should be done by then. I'd like to point out that not all the celery is the right shape for the soup. So those, I suggest you fill with peanut butter, because celery filled with peanut butter is delicious. Okay, so to recap, I have 5 minutes to go on the pasta, the vegetables are sweating, and the chicken is frying or browning. I'm going to brown a little more, and then we'll cook it in the boiling water in the chicken stock. So the pasta is drained, and the vegetables are sweated, so now it's time to put them in the big pot. Some water, like that. And then I'll add these chicken pieces, which have cooked for a while. And all of the good chicken fat that came from there. All of that will be scraped off. I've saved the celery tops because I don't like the way they taste as celery, but I like the way they flavor the broth, so I'm adding those too. The green onions that I've chopped, I will add because they add great flavor. So we'll crank that puppy up to a boil, and we'll have soup shortly. So I deboned the chicken. These are the chicken bones that are left over, and I put the noodles and the chicken back in with the stock. I'm going to heat it back up. Stop making noise, Wanda.
Sorry.
And I'm going to heat it back up and then serve chicken soup. As Melinda says, when are you going to take the fat out of the chicken stock? I said, I'm not going to take the fat out. That's the good part. Actually, it's a pretty good looking chicken stock, chicken soup, and I'm going to really enjoy this. Thanks for watching, everyone. So what's the question, Melinda?
How much time did you spend deboning the Cornish game hens?
Not very much.
Okay.
Did you find some chicken bones in there? You might.
No. I'm surprised how fast this became soup.
Yeah, it was a pretty good meal. It looks really good. I think this looks very healthy, very hearty. I added no salt to it, so it should be pretty healthy.
It's really, actually, it's delicious. Doesn't seem like it needs salt.
Great answer. Yes, Melinda, that's the point. It does need salt. It's a low sodium. Low sodium.
Just need a little garlic salt. Yeah.
So I succeeded. I created a low sodium chicken soup.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, YouTubers. What, Melinda?
There's enough here to feed the homeless shelter.
Yeah, there's a lot of soup.
A huge amount here.
Well, it was 20 bucks worth of materials, roughly.
Yeah, you could feed 30 people.
I know, you could.